Welcome to Comfortable Lies, Season 3, Episode 9, Fascism, Nonetheless. One of the main notions that we need to really put aside is whether or not it can happen here. Truth be told, it's been happening here all along. It's never been so bold. The use of the coronavirus, the COVID-19 pandemic, to fast forward fascist policies in plain sight is astounding, to say the least. Many of the people who have been cheering along for the past administration about how they are anti-fascist and it's okay to punch Nazis and we have to fight fascism at every step, seem to have completely failed to really visualize what fascism is. They were manipulated, just as most of the American public was, about the dangers of this virus, about efficacy of treatment without vaccination, about the efficacy of natural immunity, the people have been encouraged by media, which is directed by government in the United States, to ridicule any dissent. A giant ad campaign, as it were, was put forward by major media to discredit anybody using alternative treatment techniques, which turned out to be true. When the narrative fails, and when ridicule isn't working, we then start seeing the use of force. It was just last night, November 9th. It was just last night, September 9th, when Joe Biden went on television to tell everybody he is losing patience with the American people and is looking to roll out mandates to force vaccination for employment. If this is not a hallmark of fascism, I don't understand what else it would take to convince you. The merger of corporate and state power is all but complete in the United States. Never has there been a more important time to resist. Further manipulation techniques is the ritualization of government-funded science. This means that it is unquestionable, and anyone who does question it is automatically seen as a conspiracy theorist, a dissenter, someone who wishes to kill people, a danger to society. All of these things, they echo what was taking place during the Nazi regime in post-Weimar Germany. Why fight? Why do anything to act against this? It's quite simple. It is the obligation of anybody to stand up and fight against the mob, fight against bullying. I thought this was painfully clear during the Trump administration, when everyone was very concerned about how Trump was a bully and how the Trump followers were bullying people and being aggressive towards people. But apparently, the minute you elect a Democrat president, all of that goes to the wayside. All of the "we're going to hold Biden to the standards that we held Trump to" really just fell away because, to quote a friend of mine, we're tired of fighting. That means they didn't really care. All they cared about was the orange man being bad. The reason why we fight is because someone has to recognize the blame. Where are our rights being attacked from? Because the people who are actually attacking human rights, the human right to make your own medical decisions, the human right to pursue happiness, is being attacked by the government with the use of government mandated scientists, or government funded scientists for that matter. It isn't the people who are questioning the science, because questioning science is what science is all about. There is no unquestionable science. The people who did not take the vaccine are no more a danger to you than your pet that had never leaves your house. If someone is not vaccinated and not sick, how in fact are they creating all of these variants? Any standard science is being defied, flown in the face of, by these claims of this being a pandemic of the unvaccinated. And again, I know I've said this many times, history repeats itself. And one of the ugliest phases of American history is about to be upon us. It's a repeat of the history of 1930s Germany. This is an open book test on how you could be a better person. And if you're not willing to stand up, you're failing that test. We fight because we have to protect the outliers. We have to protect those that become the unintended, consequential victims of all of this. Those who can't be vaccinated. Those who choose to pursue alternate methods of treating themselves don't deserve their rights violated for the comfort of the government. And this is for the comfort of government. This has nothing to do with your wellness, your safety, your well-being. It's been made painfully obvious that the government wants ultimate control and is using this to gain ultimate control. Science journals are refusing to publish peer-reviewed work on alternative treatment models when all of the official models have failed miserably. Anybody who has some sort of thing to say regarding thousands of people being treated is thrown to the waste bin. How easily the American people are being led by the nose by their tyrant. Out of fear of being set apart from your fellow American, about being looked down upon by someone who sheepishly goes after what the government tells them. This is fascism, nonetheless. These are the mechanisms that fascists use to take control of a population. These are the things that we see time and time again. The social credit score of China. The gold stars on the chests of Jews in Germany. The imprisonment and punishment of Jews across Arab theocracies. The Captain America comic is especially important to me, not because it's America and I'm American, but because it has a very individual message that sometimes the rest of the world is wrong. And it's not the honorable, respectable, or dutiful thing for any human to stand by and go with the flow. Sometimes you have to plant your feet in the ground and you have to deal with everyone bumping against you and being angry with you and treating you like an outcast to show them that you are not willing to take the knee. That's what America was supposed to be about. This is not going to blow over. This is not going to go quietly into the night. Progressively, this will get worse and worse as we start to subsection out parts of our population for lacking employment because they did not take a shot, or they did not get their first booster or second booster or third booster, or they're not getting the annual COVID shot like the annual flu shot existed. I'm not begging. I'm just telling you what you're supposed to do. If you're a functioning human being, your job is to stand up and stop going along with this bullshit. I don't care if you're a capitalist, if you're a socialist, if you're a communist. If you look at what the government is doing and you go, oh, this is okay, you're a fascist. There is no other word for it. This has been Harry Felker with Comfortable Lives. Thank you. Have a good night.